at that. So the government. I can't say I've ever done that, but then I can't really talk about being weird, can I really? When you think about it. That was actually perfect. No. Yeah, because I actually can't remember what I did with my life before the World Cup was on. But I genuinely actually can't remember what I used to do. And there's nothing. Yeah. Mm. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, if you have to ask me who the best player in that Belgian squad was, it was Eden Hazard by actual country mile. De Bruyne dropped out. De Bruyne dropped 2 disaster classes. Hazard in 6 games was the best player in every single game. You know, that's not even me being biased, because I like Hazard, but I'm not one of those Hazard fanboys who seem to think that he's, you know, Ronaldo and Messi level. But you know, he was incredible at the World Cup, and I'm not being funny, but Hazard is what gets that Belgian team going and ticking. And De Bruyne, I don't think De Bruyne had a particularly good World Cup, personally, controversially. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he did get, I don't know how, I can't remember how many goals he got. Was it 3 and 3 assists, or 3 and 4 assists? So he actually assisted and scored as well at the World Cup at quite a reasonable level. The only reason he doesn't assist and score for Chelsea is because we're shit. Frankly, the players around him are terrible. You know, like when you're playing the ball to Willian, you're hardly going to get 20 assists in a season. Do you know what I mean? It's that difference in and the way we play, or played under Conte, is quite defensive. So if I'm going to make mine now, and I do, believe it or not, agree with you. I thought it should be my top 3 in order were Eden Hazard, Luka Modric, and then Mbappe. They were my 3. Because Go on, sorry. Modric, I thought, was consistently, right from the start of the tournament to the end of the tournament, was great. Mbappe was phenomenal, but in the group stage, not so much. In the knockouts, where granted some would say, yeah, that's where it really mattered, he was on another level. But before then, do you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like over the and this is about the whole tournament, not just the knockout stages, the whole tournament, and over the whole tournament, Eden Hazard was exceptional, putting 9 out of 10s every game. It was actually incredible to watch, and makes me even more depressed with the thought that he might actually be at Chelsea next season. No. Under Sarri as well. I mean, I don't think he's as irreplaceable as some Chelsea fans think, and he's certainly not bigger than the club. So you know, if he started handing transfer requests and stuff like that, well, you know, then he could go, and 200 million would be a fair price in the market, I think. But I would do everything conceivably possible to try and keep him at the football club next season, because without him, I don't even know what we are. We're like fucking a mid-table side. Sometimes I feel, you know, that's how it felt last season. Without him and Kante, we were just absolutely terrible. We were just bang average. We were so reliant on Hazard last season. I think we lost him, and then, you know, even if we lost him, it's a case of, it's all right saying, well, you know, you got 200 million to buy a replacement. Well, who the fuck are we going to replace him with? You know, you can't buy Mbappe. Neymar's not going to come to Chelsea. Mbappe's not going to come to Chelsea. Ronaldo's gone to Juventus. Maybe Gareth Bale, but, you know, if he can stay fucking fit, I mean, do you know what I mean? There's not Dybala possibly, but even still, I don't think there's ever. He's the best left winger in the world, in my opinion, and that means that in a sense, I suppose he is irreplaceable. But I don't think it would be doom and gloom if he fucking went like some Chelsea fans think. But I would be very fucking up. I'd be devastated. Yeah. Pogba. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the problem is I don't think he will, because it's Pogba and Kante. That's why. Because, I mean, Kante's been incredible. I know he had a bad final, but do you know what I mean? Pogba and Kante is quite possibly the deadliest pairing in midfield, I think, ever, because they complement each other so well. And Kante has shown this World Cup that he is on another level. I don't think there's a player in the world that is better at doing the job that Kante does than him. Like, I think he... Yeah, I know, you know, people used to say the Makaleli role. I think in years to come, it will be called the Kante role. I think he's that much of a big player now. He is just on another level, and I am so grateful that I've got him at Chelsea. I mean, he's another one that's linked with a move away, and him and Hazard are just... We've got two players there that are just incredible. And Kante, I don't think you can replace Kante, because I don't think there's a player in the world that can do what he does. I mean, people talk about Busquets, but he's more defensive midfielder. There isn't another player that can do his job, but I think out of everyone, he's probably the most irreplaceable player in that Chelsea side. But I don't know. I don't want to talk about Chelsea because World Cup, but... It's hard to say one, really. I mean, you'd have to say David De Gea made one save. You'd have to be looking at someone like Timo Werner, even like Ozil. I mean, pretty much the whole German side, frankly. I mean, yeah, I mean, I can't really think of anyone else, really. I was going to say Neymar, but I thought... And I'm sorry, but he is overrated. There's no doubt in my mind that he's not anywhere near Messi and Ronaldo. If I had to choose between Neymar and Mbappe in my team, I would choose Mbappe any day of the week. And I know that's... Yeah, it's just pathetic, and frankly, he's just not very... I just don't think he's as good as people make him out to be. I have not seen Neymar put in... Every time I watch him, I'm like, what is the hype about him? And I've watched a lot of him, and he's had 1 or 2 good games that I've seen, but I've watched the guy perhaps 20, 25 times, a full game, not like highlights of a game, and the vast majority of them, he looks good, but I'm sitting there thinking to myself, what is the... Do you know what I mean? What is the whole buzz about him? I don't get it. Yeah. Well, yeah. I just think he's overrated, frankly. Pathetic. Pathetic. Hmm. Hmm. And I think, and I like De Gea. I'm not one of these people that can't stand De Gea. I've been saying for the past 2 years that he's best goalkeeper in the world, but he had a bad World Cup. But, I have no doubt he'll come back to United and he'll have a fantastic season. It was just one of those spells that players go through, especially goalkeepers, and unfortunately it just happened on the grandest stage of them all. Not WrestleMania, but I was going to say Big Bash, but at the World Cup, which is not good. Yeah, I mean, Werner would have... I mean, a lot of people talk about him possibly as top scorer. No, he didn't score. So, I mean, you'd have to say possibly. But, no, I'm going to go for David De Gea as well. So we've agreed again. It's getting out of control. Yeah. No, that was best goalkeeper overall. They don't do clean sheets. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. It gets me excited thinking about it. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I think the 4 that you mentioned are obviously the 4 front runners, no doubt. Laurie stuffed it up in the final. You can't make a mistake like that and win the Golden Glove. He conceded 4 goals in the final, and I'm not saying that they were his fault, but some of those goals he should have done better. So for me, it comes down to Courtois and Pickford, and I really want to give it to Pickford because I can't stand. I know Courtois is a Chelsea player, but he really is. I've had nothing. So I want to give it to Pickford, but what you've got to say though is for the first couple of games, people moan about Pickford. So I mean, I've watched every World Cup game, and Courtois didn't have a bad game. He made some crucial saves at crucial times. He made easy saves. He made hard saves. Sorry, look, bread and butter, easy. So I am gonna go for what FIFA went for with Thibaut Courtois, reluctantly. Well, that Pogba. Well, I mean, to be fair, I suppose Pogba goal he didn't see, but still, I mean, I just thought, for fuck's sake, dive, you stupid prick. Do you know what I mean? That was a good game, actually. Yeah. They beat them. Yeah, so was I. Yeah. Yeah, they did. Ah. Yeah, that was a good game. Yeah. For me, it's between two. France, Argentina, 4-3. I mean, if you ask me my favourite game, it was obviously England Panama. That was just brilliant. I loved that. But best game of the World Cup is either the France Argentina or Spain Portugal 3-3. I'm gonna go with France Argentina because there was just something about the game where it's where like you started to think, right, this World Cup this is where I think people stopped talking about this World Cup as one of the best World Cups and started talking about it as one of the best World Cup. Do you know what I mean? That is when people start to say, hold your horses, we're in the knockout stages now and we're still having top quality match. Another match that doesn't get mentioned, probably because of scoreline, but Brazil-Belgium in the quarterfinals was a great match. There were quite a lot of decent friggin' matches, to say the bloody least. But I think I'm going to go for France, Argentina. I mean, I loved the Germany game with South Korea, especially when fucking Neuer came out. That was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But I'm just gonna go with France, Argentina 4-3. Unfortunately. I think I would go with what's his face, France's right back, Pavard. For me, it was incredible. I mean, there was a lot of controversy when he started in that first game. No one really had heard of him. He was a centre back playing at whatever the fuck position he was playing in, right back. But he was fucking insane. You know, that goal he scored as well was just incredible. But defensively, he was fantastic. Going forward, he's fantastic. Just brilliant for France. Absolutely brilliant. So for me, he would be. I agree with all the ones you mentioned. Even like Trippier and Henderson for me were fantastic. Maguire. So do I. So do I. He only had one bad game, and that was the Croatia game. You know. Yeah, many players had a bad game. Yeah, we were good in the first half. We were terrible in the second, and really. Yeah, we were a little bit in that tournament. I do agree with that. It was, and I think it got on. Sorry. Yeah, but I don't. People just say about Kane. Lingard had a chance he should have scored from. Maguire, Stones had one cleared off the line. You know, there's so many if buts. It's so. I think it's so unfair of England fans that are blaming Harry Kane. The captain won the Golden Boot, and people can go about penalties all the time. You've got to score penalties. It's not easy to score a penalty at World Cup, especially not 2 in 1 game. And yes, one of them was complete luck. His hat-trick one was that one which just went off his knee. But 2 goals he scored against Tunisia. If we'd have drawn that game against Tunisia, I'm convinced 100% we would have not got to the semi-final of this competition. He scored in the penalty shootout, scored in the game against Colombia when, if you can remember, that penalty was... It took about 10 minutes before he was allowed to take it. In a World Cup match, he can't take the penalty for 5 minutes. They're distracting him. All sorts of tricks you can fucking think of are coming out, and he buried it. For me, you know, yes, he didn't do much against Sweden, and he wasn't good against Croatia, but he was one of the better players for England, and he scored 6 goals. We won the Golden Boot, and you know, he's a world-class player, and he's probably our only world-class player. And I think people criticising him and blaming him solely for the reason we went out of the World Cup is, frankly, pathetic, really. And most of them are Arsenal fans, or a lot of it is they hate Harry Kane and they just can't get their tainted... I mean, I'm being funny, but I like every English player. I don't care what club they play for, because they're English. Because, you know, at the end of the day, I will... Yeah, if they're playing against Chelsea or whatever, I don't want them to score. I don't want to score most of the time, but you know, I like Rashford. He's one of my favourite Man United players. Trippier. I mean, he wasn't before the tournament, to be fair, but now he's become one of my favourite. Do you know what I mean? I support English players. If Tottenham, Man City, Man United's, Liverpool's have got to win games, which of course they're gonna win games, I'd rather they win games with English players scoring. Do you know what I mean? The only one that pisses me off is Raheem Sterling. It's just... Yeah, well, he needs to try harder. Yeah, because frankly, number 1, Sterling runs like he shit himself. Number 2, he can't run. And number 3, he's always got his back to goal. Why does he get his back to goal? Running behind. The times he looked dangerous when he's running at the defence, running in behind. He slowed every attack down. He never looked like scoring, ever. He took too long with everything. His decision making is woeful. So he never knows whether to pass or to shoot. And then by the time he's actually made a decision, he's either fucked the shot up or the chance is gone. And he just shouldn't have been playing in the team. And the only reason people didn't come down hard on him is because what happened before the tournament with... his tattoo and stuff, and how the media rinsed him for it, pathetically, frankly. and everyone felt sorry for him. So then everybody felt like, oh, we can't criticise Raheem Sterling, because if we criticise Raheem Sterling, we're going to be called this and we're going to be called that, because we should feel sorry for him for what happened. Yes, we should feel sorry for him. I don't hate Raheem Sterling as a person. I don't really know him that well as a person. But as a football player at the World Cup, he was shit. Full stop. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, he scored both goals in that game. No. Yeah. So don't. I think Alexander Arnold started against Belgium. I could be wrong. I can't remember. That Belgian game is kind of irrelevant, really. For me, for Henderson, joint second, Pickford and Maguire first. For me, there's no real debate. Trippier, any day of the week. He was exceptional. Absolutely exceptional. I can't even describe how well he played in that World Cup. It was world class. There's no other way of describing it. For me, it was absolutely phenomenal. And like you say, when he scored that free kick, I started to believe. But he didn't have a bad game. He did, even in that game, he wasn't bad. Whereas most players in that game had a bad game. He wasn't bad. He again put in a really, really good performance. And what a player we've got there. What a player Tottenham have got, unfortunately. But what a frigging player Kieran Trippier could be for England. Because before that World Cup, very little experience. Very little experience. And all of a sudden, now he's one of the best English players that we've got. You know, how things change. Well, you can see why. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. What team surprised you the most at the World Cup? Yeah. Croatia and Russia, for me, were. So do I. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, they fucked up against Sweden, that was the only thing. They were shit, frankly. Right, do you want me to give my final thoughts and love so you can close the video off? I thought the World Cup was fantastic. Drama, everything you want, and I think it proved why football is more than just a game. It brought the world together. It brought the country together. And just a word on England. Look, I didn't do a review after the game solely because, to be honest with you, I was distraught. Like, I used that term. Not when we lost to Iceland, I was angry, but I was just distraught. At the end of the game, I just felt dead. I woke up and honestly, it felt like someone had died in the family. That's the feeling like it was like, because I just feel like it was such an incredible opportunity. We were so close, and no, take nothing away from Croatia. They deserved the win, no doubt about it. But we were just so close to getting to that final, and it just felt like it was our time, and obviously it wasn't. But an incredible World Cup, some incredible memories as an England fan. The 6-1, the fucking late winner against Tunisia, the penalty shootout win, the comfortable quarter-final against Sweden, Trippier being frankly world class, Pickford's multiple. I mean, there was just so much. Southgate being Southgate, what a man. But as a whole, it was an incredible World Cup, incredibly unpredictable, predictably unpredictable, and right from the very start, that first game, Russia-Saudi Arabia, where everyone thought it was going to be crap, that set the tone to something we didn't expect, and from then on, drama, nothing short of dramatic stuff. Germany, the Argentinas crashing out early, the way the tournament just opened up, Croatia going as far, so many stories that it's actually impossible to bring them to talk about them all. You know, we will have missed something out in this video, no doubt. It was an incredible tournament, an incredible World Cup, and it is sad that we've got to wait 4 years before another one. But what a World Cup. And credit to Russia as well, because they hosted it fantastically. There were no trouble on the streets. But all we've said the whole World Cup is football's coming home. It didn't come home, but I actually think that it did. And I will say that. I don't care when it says football did come home, because now we care about the England side again. We have an England side to be proud of, and I really genuinely do believe that this is the start of a new start for England. And what a manager in Gareth Southgate. English football is back, and what a World Cup it was. Nothing, no problem at all. Incredible. Exactly. Yeah. Well, Euros, you know, I look forward to the Euros because I still feel deflated. Because watching the game, even watching the final, I was like, this could have been us. This really could have been us. And I kept saying it to myself, and I kept thinking, just get over it, just enjoy the final. But the Euros, I look forward to the international break now. Do you know what I mean? And that just sounds insane to say. And bring on the Euros, because, you know, give us another couple of years. This League of Nations is fantastic because we're playing Spain's, Croatia's top sides. Bring it on. There's no reason we can't go far. There's no reason we can't make another major tournament semi-final. You know, I genuinely think teams like Brazil, Germany, France, Spain, they'd have looked at England in the past and they'd have thought, oh, we've definitely could get at them now. That we lost our element of fear. But I think it's back now. I don't think anyone's going to want England in a draw, because they're going to think, well, they're going to give us a friggin' good game here. Yeah. Well,